What's up, Solutionaries? Welcome everybody to the Maj Toure Show. I am Maj Toure, your host. It is, Wednesday? November the 12th, 2026. Showtime. Time to have this discussion about Trump trashing and slamming American workers. You guys know the routine. Comment, let me know where you're commenting from. I see Alphabet Man is first. Appreciate you for that comment. Alphabet Man, let me know what city you watching from. Everybody else, y'all know the routine as well. Make sure you come in, comment, let me know what platform you're watching from and what city you are watching from. Let's get the algorithms up. Let's give it a boost. Comment, tell me the city, hit the like button. The likes is free. They don't cost y'all absolutely nothing. Support the actual work. Alphabet is from Rock Hill, South Carolina. That's crazy. Every day tapping in Solutionary. Wild Celtics from South Carolina. I wonder how far Rock Hill is away from him in South Carolina. User says, what's up? Big Rob, what's up? Tribal 77 is over in Camden, New Jersey. We have a firearms instructor over in Camden, the New Jersey area. So if you guys are in the New Jersey area looking for firearms instruction, go follow Naturally Armed. She's probably going to tap into the show a little bit later. But anyway, guys, South Carolina tapping in heavy tonight. Guys, this Trump situation is going a little crazy, and we're breaking down his latest betrayal of hardworking Americans. And I'm sorry that I got to say it that way, but that's just what it is, guys. I was on the routine. I was down with it. March 2024, I 1000% was like absolutely Trump over Kamala Harris, based on policy, based on skill set, based on geopolitical experience. Based on a campaign that Trump ran in comparison to what Kamala did. Kamala was never elected democratically by her own party to be the nominee, ever, for vice president or president. Okay? So my point in saying this, guys, is I was down as a libertarian. I played that game. I said, I'm going to go the Trump direction. I thought this would have been a perfect revenge arc story. It would have been perfect. But he didn't. And this has been one of the biggest political disappointments. And not disappointed in me because I don't rely on the fucking federal government. I don't trust politicians. We as solutionaries try our best to make politicians afraid again. All right? So it's not disappointment individually. However, I could see that people that really, really believe in politics that way, and even if you just wanted the story would have been great. Okay? Shania, what's up? Shania says she's probably the only Rhode Islander in the chat. Probably. Rhode Island's super small. All right. Tribal says definitely interested in firearms training. Guys, make sure that you are all members of Solutionary University. The Solutionary 9 is where it's at. We got a community of people helping each other, right? Private community. For everybody that donates at the $99 level or more tonight, from now until January the 1st, you can get in for $99 lifetime. But January the 1st is going up to $1,000. I'm going to keep telling y'all this every night because I think some of y'all think I'm joking. And I'm definitely not joking. But anyway, we're going to break this down tonight, this latest betrayal of the hardworking American, because that's what it is. That's what it is. And this latest video, came out, I don't know when they filmed it, but it came out on Veterans Day. Veterans Day. That they were supposed to be respecting America and the veterans, and this is when this came out. Trump's team is trash. Whoever's telling him, you would think somebody that made a career off of knowing who to hire and fire people. He had years of a television show talking about, you're fired. He had years of that. But for some reason, don't know how to fire people, don't know how to put the right team around them and all that other type of shit. All right? So we're going to talk about that tonight, and we're going to play this video. Guys, let's get the likes up, smash the like button, and all that other stuff. Shania says, I think one of the best parts is that it's a lifetime subscription because sometimes I'm in and out, but I like that I still have access when I need it. 100%. That's what she said. All right? My point in saying this, guys, is we want to make sure that everybody gets into Solutionary University. When we switch from the nonprofit model, we only 326 $100 donors away from that. So I want all 326 of those donors to already be grandfathered into Solutionary University. There might be some slight changes, but everyone that gets access to all of the video modules, firearms basics, understanding imminent threat, all of that stuff. Everybody that's a donor at the $100 level or more, you're grandfathered in, and you should do it now. You should not wait. You should pay it forward, help other people, and get access. That's why we're asking you guys to donate at givesendgo.com/solutionary. So anyway, let's get into this video. This is Trump sitting down with Laura Ingraham, who I think is a clown. Laura Ingram's a clown. Come on, let's just keep it a buck. She's a clown. However, she was giving Trump some pushback here. Let's play the video. Let's check it out. Let's talk about it, y'all.
Republicans have to talk about it.
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
She's right. You do have to bring in talent.
When we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have.
Did y'all hear that? Now, Laura going to give him some pushback, and Trump isn't going to be rude to Laura because she's firm. She's a Republican. She ain't a conservative. She might be culturally conservative. But you see what she just pushed back on? Now, again, I want y'all to understand this. Trump ran on closing the borders. Now, has the southern border been more secure? Yes. It came at the cost of dropping ICE agents off in major cities throughout America. Chicago's one of them, all through Texas. Arresting people. Some people are getting arrested that ain't even unlawfully here. That's happening. Now, some people say you want to make an omelet, you got to break some eggs. I get that. I'm not a fan of freestanding armies. I'm actually libertarian, and I believe in very limited government, and I do not fuck with the United States government. I've been very, very open about that. It's a cancer, as most governments are. That's why the founders to America wanted very limited government. We go over this in our Civics and Liberty 101 course. All right? Saying this all to say, the border's secure, but you almost getting like a secure border Biden administration, for lack of a better term. You still spending money in Ukraine. You're still spending more than the Biden administration did. You're still sending a bunch of money to Israel. You got the Biden administration with borders and a freestanding army and wars. That's what you got. So she's going to give him some pushback on this because he campaigned on cutting down all of this immigration. Now, if Congress has not streamlined the process to make lawful immigration into America solid, then you're trying to do it through the H-1B visa thing. But at the same time, you also campaigned on jobs for Americans. So Ingram here in giving him pushback is 1,000% accurate to do so. Okay?
Plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't.
She's saying we don't.
Foreign workers.
You also do have to bring
American workers. You can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here.
No, you don't have. You don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well, let me.
How do we ever do it before? See, this is where Trump get caught up. Now, let me give y'all a backdrop real quick. Let me give y'all a little bit of a backdrop as before we move forward. Again, guys, we got a few hundred folks in the show right now. Hit the like button. Everybody right now, just hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you're watching on X, hit the repost button. I can see when y'all hit the repost button. Hit the fucking repost button, guys. Come on now. Don't cost you nothing. Share the show share the space all over the place. All right? Let's be very clear. Trump just said something right there that's very, very key. But for the new people that before we go forward, let me go back for the people that just tapped in. Tonight, we are breaking down Trump's latest betrayal of the hardworking American class of people. He's implying that blue-collar Americans are untalented and that we need immigrants basically to replace us. And this is only the beginning. That's what he said. This is just kind of like the latest betrayal among many, like gaslighting us about the state of the economy, disrespecting hardworking Americans, putting Israel first, covering up from Epstein. This is all what has happened, and I say this as a person that voted for him. I voted for him. I didn't see I banked on him being vengeful to go back against the Democrats since the Democrats did such a fucking horrible job during the Biden administration. That's what I thought. So I jumped out there, and this has been an absolute 180 and a shit show. Okay? So these are things that happen. This is someone that's communicating this from a non-Trump derangement syndrome perspective. All right? Now, why should you guys listen to me? For those of you that don't know, I'm Maj Toure, the founder of Black Guns Matter and Solutionary University. Over the last 9 to 10 years, we've trained thousands of people on civics, firearms basics, and more, helping people see through fucking political scams, understanding real world politics, and to help them take control of their future, whether that's health and fitness, whether that's personal protection, again, whether that's history, all of those things, that's what we've done. So I want everybody to make sure that you hit the subscribe button, because most of y'all that watch ain't subscribed. Subscribe. And also head over to solutionaryuniversity.org to check out the caption and join the civics course that everybody that talks about it after they take it, this is the one that they're talking about. All right? It sounded like Trump right there, right? This is the one. This is the one that everybody's talking about it. It's the biggest. It's the best civics class you'll ever take. And I mean, we have a lot of civics. There's a lot of civics out there, but you've never had it from a black perspective. You've never had it quite like this. I don't know. I think we got some of the best. We got some of the best video modules that you'll ever see over at solutionaryuniversity.org. All right, check them out. So my guys, just tap in, support the work, and all that other good stuff. Now, I want to give you all an understanding of why he's kind of saying this. All right. Indian Americans are the highest median income group of all backgrounds in America. I want y'all to be very clear about that. And I think Indian Americans that come here and assimilate are some of the smartest, hardworking people that you will ever see in your life. I think a lot of immigrants that come here that work hard as fuck to get here and especially go through the however many years long process. The process to become lawfully immigrated into America is fucking treacherous. And it should be streamlined. But the people that make it through, in my experience, and some of the people that come through unlawfully are just some of the hardest working fucking people that you'll ever meet. Okay? But Indian Americans are at the top of the median income bracket. So Trump has got, y'all seen him a couple of weeks ago doing a Diwali ceremony in the White House, in the Oval Office. Okay? I love the fact that Indian Americans are doing so great in the land of milk and honey. I love it. But what people are talking about is jumping over the Indian, African, Polish, Irish, Chinese, Korean Americans that are already here to import more. These Ionio. I think I'm saying that right. Thank you for that repost. I'm shouting out everybody on X that's going to give me a repost. Give the fucking repost, y'all. I said it and one person did it. If I was Trump, y'all would have been fucking buying gold sneakers for $10,000. But anyway. So this is another reason why Trump is so bullish on getting the Indians in here. All right? I just wanted to give you all that backdrop.
Employment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well, let me
When you and I were
I'll give you an
growing up.
example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants. They had people from South Korea that made
Hyundai.
batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing. It's very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems.
You got to train people, bro. That's it. This is all fucking like mansplaining and fucking whatever. This is mansplaining. You can take people out of the fucking, come on, stop it. Because even the people in the Hyundai, he's talking about the Hyundai plant. All right? That's what he's talking about. Those people still had to be trained at Hyundai. Stop it. Stop it. Stop the fucking bullshit. Are all of the immigrants that's pulling up, or you trying to, are all of them already, you taking people from India that want to come here that are already 1,000% know exactly what to do? Is that what it is? Okay, cool. Train some motherfuckers from America in India. Hey, if you want this job, we're going to ship you over to India to get the training. Or we'll send some people to train you here first. Duh. Stop. Stop. This is what you mean when you say Indian folks or blocks, voting blocks, maybe not even voting blocks, but political power comes from resources and organization. Chinese Americans don't vote like that, but they get legislation passed because they know how to fucking lobby. Every time I'm in DC, when I go see Thomas Massey at his office or this or that or just whatever the fuck I'm over there for, there's a ton of Chinese lobbyists all the time. So they're getting money and they saying, hey, we got a powerful media, like we're the highest median income in America, Indian Americans. We need some of our folks to get over here. That's the real play. And the billionaires, the multi-billionaires, the 100 billionaires, that's Indian, gave him some of the bread. That's just what it is, guys. Don't look at this like politics is the securing, maintenance, and expansion of your interests. Trump not going to say that, though. But he's going to say, oh, no, we just don't have no talent. And in turn, you shitting on the American people. Because you could teach people at any job. It's called, hey, I got to do training for 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever. You train those people. The time that it would take to get all of those H-1B visas through, you could actually train those people. I mean, if you're going through the so-called proper channels, you could train those people. You could train them here. All of the motherfuckers ain't skilled in exactly where they need to be right now. And the pay's still going to be the same. Why? Because of minimum wage, right? As much as people talk about this, that, and the third, and minimum wage, and if we want to give people a right wage, you're still going to give people the same wage. It ain't like you're going to import them over here lawfully. Now they're citizens and you're going to be able to give them lower money. That's not going to be the case because now they actually really, really are on a work visa. You can't pay them for 2 cents an hour. They can't even name their own price based on federal law, which is stupid. Did you guys know that minimum wage laws came out of when the labor unions wanted to make sure that black people in skyscrapers and industrial areas didn't get the jobs because the black people were naming their own price. Y'all say they could do the job for $7 an hour. I could do it for $6. So the unions got together and made minimum wage laws to make sure that companies couldn't hire black workers. Did y'all know that? That's where the minimum wage laws came from, that have disproportionately negatively impacted black people and others. Don't get it fucked up. I'm just telling you the origin of it. Don't believe me? Grok it. Okay? So Trump is doing this weird thing here that is too easy to fucking, if you got any understanding of history and economics and what really happens, it's too easy to get past this bullshit he's selling right here. It's too easy. Let's play a little bit more.
They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant.
You hear that? Ding, 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 ding. A country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant. They want their people, and I applaud them for it. I applaud them. I understand how real world politics work. You want this work, we got the number for you. You got to take it with a little bit of something on the conditions if you want this work. And those Indian Americans that are already here got family members that's like, yo, get them on the list first. That's politics at work. That's lobbying. That's lobbying without the underhanded money, but it's legal money. We're going to set up a factory here that's going to create jobs. We're going to create jobs for some of the Americans too. For sure. We're going to give y'all some jobs. But my people need to eat first. Y'all can eat after we get off our bricks. Me and my people eat. It's smart. And I get it. Trump's perspective is, what American company is going to come in and bring manufacturing in without, everybody's going to come with their stipulations. When real estate developers go into cities, especially small cities, let's say if I have $2 billion and I pick a small town in South Carolina. South Carolina is represented in the show tonight. You know, multiple folks from South Carolina, right? And it's a small town. And they know I start talking to legislation. I'm a developer. I start saying, hey, listen, I'm going to build a small stadium for racetrack and horses or whatever. And I'm going to create low-income housing, good security, lighting, all that other good stuff. And I'm going to build a small strip mall. Those local city council people in that city a lot of times will say, we will give you a 10 or 20-year tax abatement for doing so. Meaning, we will not have to pay, my development company will not have to pay taxes to that city for 10, 20, or depending on how I negotiate. Because I say, listen, we 20 miles away from the next neighboring large city. I can develop housing, I can develop jobs, and I can develop restaurants. That could bring in so much other tax revenue from those things. The stadium, teams, basketball, entertainment, casino. This generates billions, if not trillions, going over the years into trillions of dollars for this municipality. Give me 20, 30 years of no taxes there. You just tax all of the tax base, which is the workers, because that's who gets taxed the most. Employees, earned income. That's why it's called income tax. Your shit like 40%. If I build some shit, the tax code is designed to strengthen and support creators. That's what I want you Americans to understand. This is why when I tell y'all motherfuckers, get in Solutionary University, develop a skill and trade, get your mind right and your health right first. Strengthen things with your family, get disciplined, save and invest some money. Okay? Save and invest some money so you and your family and your team can start making different decisions. Then you'll start thinking like an employer, not just an employee. Employers think about their employees, but they have different advantages and they look at tax codes differently. All right? So when you're talking about a billionaire real estate developer that's doing a deal with another country, that shit I said about chill out on all of the immigration, that's cap when somebody show up with $10 billion plant. I need these 10,000 people to come with that. You could tax them and all of that if they're going to come through as employees. That's fine. But give them that H-1B visa. Let them work. Let them work. What does this also mean? Depending on where you pulling them from. He's talking about bringing 600,000 motherfuckers from China. That's 600,000 potential fucking spies. See, the game is to be sold and communicated well effectively. The problem is most of your pundits on the right and the left not going to tell you to hustle in the real world politic of this shit. Because they never fucking sold nothing. They just sat behind the microphone. They never sold coke. They never sold weed. They never sold DVDs. They never sold cars. They never sold nothing. So they don't understand. Listen, I might not even like Main Man, but if he got a good price for me, I'm going to see Main Man. I might love you to life, but you can't get me the number. And when we're talking about 100 of them things, even at a difference of $200 a piece, that changes formidably for me. My hot chick, oh, she need a $5,000 watch this month. That little difference takes care of her watch or her going out or her shopping money. I might need a G-Wagon. I might need to show this 100 joints at the extra 100 or 200 a piece that I save here could be my wintertime throw around G-Wagon money. See, y'all got to start thinking it from that perspective. When you start getting disciplined, getting healthy, working out, investing, and evaluating things like an actual solutionary as opposed to only an employee, you change how you view the world. So you would kind of know what he's saying here. But you can still hold his feet to the fire. But if you're not organized like the Indian Americans are or the Indian business people are, that could show up with $10 billion. You say, I'm about to make a $10 billion investment. Man, money will make a motherfucker change gods. You feel me? Let's play a little bit more.
And going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
He's right and wrong at the same time.
And does that mean the H-1B visa
I want y'all to
will
understand
not be a big priority for your administration?
Trump is right and wrong at the same time. He's right and wrong here. And he's wrong for expecting people to not, especially people that never sold nothing, never ran nothing, never organized nothing, which is most Americans, to not be able to see it from his vantage point. They don't see it as business owners and infrastructure. Okay? They see it as an opposition to what the campaign trail said, and it is. That's where he's wrong. That's where he's wrong. To say that Trump, or say or imply that Trump is saying Americans are untalented, that's a controversial statement. That's like people that say, oh, people on the left that say, oh, if the Mexicans not picking our groceries, who gonna do it? One, you're under the assumption that most farmers are Mexican, and they're fucking not. It's a split in the face to all of the hardworking farmers that are not from Mexico. The vast majority of growers and pickers and farmers in America are not from Mexico. Stop. So that's the one assumption that you're incorrect on. Two, it also hinges on the assumption that most people would not do that work. And if somebody don't got a job, you'd be surprised how many people would do a job if you present the job as an option to them. But if the propaganda is, that's all Mexicans, and that's not the case, then they don't even be aware, like, yo, this might be a potential bag for me. I remember when Colorado made cannabis legal, there was so many homeless people that went there, and for a minute they had a homeless problem. And then those people started getting homes because the job market changed, because they made so much money off the fucking cannabis lawfully. Even abandoned homes and blight turned into motherfucking grow houses and development. Okay? And the homeless people that were not like crazy homeless people wound up getting jobs in grow shops, drying shit out. Harvest season? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you know how many, man, I ain't gotta go too specific into it, but my point in saying that is, this is an economic move, right? But those still Americans need and could benefit from those jobs. Trump is just not telling the American people the truth. Main man and that's why he glossed over it right there. Team over there was like, they got 10 Billy for us in a factory, but we got to take some of their people. That's what it is. Where he's wrong is how he initially said, rallied all against one thing. Now it's looking like the 180. It is a 180 to a certain extent. It is. Only thing you have with this Trump administration is the Biden administration with more competency, less LGBTQ, a securer southern border, extremer levels of spending, and it's still going to be immigrants coming into here, and it's not the vast majority at the same timeline will not be the focus, Americans getting those jobs. And suggesting that we need H-1B visas and foreign labor for things like building batteries is bullshit. And again, a fucking drunken stupor, I could tell you 8 ways that it's bullshit. This is a betrayal of his base because it's a direct impact on blue-collar workers who supported him. There's a joke that Dave Chappelle said, when he noticed when Trump was in the first term going and all of the, he said, I went and I remember when Obama was running, I was in Ohio and I was proud to get in that line. I saw all types of Americans and it felt good. He was like, this time it felt different. I saw all of the whites. And he made a joke. He was like, I'm not fond of those whites. Because I was in line and I saw their coal smeared faces. And they said the dumbest things that to let him know that they didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. He said, they said things like, Trump's going to get in there and fight for us. And he said, you dumb motherfuckers. You're poor. He's fighting for me. I'm rich. And it was the funniest shit in the world because it's true. But because the general public never made over 6 figures, so they don't really see the world that way. My job is to get y'all to see the world that way while exposing the contradiction so you can organize around nuanced conversation and galvanize your local and at the local and state level to make sure that your politics are being represented. Politics, by definition, is the securing, maintenance, and expansion of your interests. And if you can't galvanize into a block that says, regardless of whether we vote or not, we moving as one, whether we vote or not, for you, we're a threat because we could vote and economically not lobby for you, not fucking put money in your pocket for campaign runs, and we'll just go shift this money block over here. That's why you have to get organized. That's why when people say shit like, oh, I ain't into politics, that's the dumbest shit in the world. Politics, by definition, is the securing, maintenance, and expansion of your interests. Okay? And it's a betrayal of the base because the base don't understand it from that perspective, and he's not explaining it the proper way. I told y'all a few shows a few nights ago. I said, hey, sidebar real quick, guys. Let's get the likes up. Real quick, guys. I want everybody to listen to this real briefly before we move forward. 1, get the likes up, share the space all over the place. 2, I saw a video, and I posted this on Oz Money said this live might be shadow banned. I didn't get alert. Oz, are you subscribed? Let me know. Real quick, guys, subscribe to the channel. But also, guys, I saw a video of a guy attempting to sexually assault a woman on broad daylight on the train. I didn't make video about it because that's just a little much, right? Saying this to say, right? We made a decision to say we need 50 guys to donate $20, and I'm going to match those 50 guys. We're going to try to train 99 women this week up until the weekend. We're going to give them the online video firearms class, and we're going to try to get them signed up for free. We want to get them all in for free. So, guys, givesendgo.com/solutionary. The link is below. It's scrolling. And if you're watching this on X, it's my pinned post. givesendgo.com/solutionary. Okay? The importance of this is this ties back into our work, our actual community work. We got 326 or 27 more donors at the $100 level we need to end our fundraising, to keep the classes going free to all. But this is something that helps on that angle, as well as getting more women going into the holiday season when the economy's tight, weirdos are fucking outside, to the point where they're literally, it was on a train platform. Okay, broad daylight, people around. Okay, so guys, givesendgo.com/solutionary. I want everybody watching to donate $20. Everybody that donates $20, I'm gonna match $20. So we're gonna train 2 women. You donate 1, I'm gonna do 1. Somebody else do 1, I'm gonna do 1. Okay, givesendgo.com/solutionary. Back to the show. Undermining the promise of American jobs for Americans is not America first. The phrase is America first. Now, you could play word games and be like, well, this will help America because there's a $10 billion plant there. And that's kind of true. But when you speak with a forked tongue and you do it that way, you kind of like the base, you shitting on the base. You shitting on the base. Like keep it a buck. You shitting on the base. That's just what it is. You shitting on the base. You're not explaining that to the people that way. You didn't explain it to the people that way. You are not transparent to the people that way. A few nights ago, I talked to y'all about why doctors shouldn't explain shit, and they usually don't. The nurses come out and explain it fully. A few nights ago, we talked about some of the potential benefits if you meet certain criteria, why younger people might be able to take advantage of that 50-year mortgage if they're going to be disciplined. And I explained certain things that the general public in the chat didn't understand or know. You got to articulate it like a fucking nurse. Trump is just making moves, saying it like a nurse to get people to buy in, but then making a move like a doctor where you don't even see the doctor till after you fuck. The doctor comes say, hey, I'm Dr. Such and Such. I'm going to be doing your surgery. This waves to your family and everything. And then after he cut you the fuck open and put you back together, after you woke up, he come holler at you again. How you doing? Yeah. We had a great time. Things look good. He don't talk to you nothing about the shit. That's what Trump doing, and it is a violation to the base. There is a disconnect between campaign promises and the current rhetoric and actions. Hardworking families feel ignored and disrespected. And they have a reason to. Okay? Have a reason to. You know how motherfucking expensive shit is out here? Y'all know. And let's all put our ego aside for a quick second. Let's all put our ego aside for a quick second. Shit ain't cheap out here, bro. Y'all trotting out potential 50-year mortgages and 15-year car loans to strengthen the debt that somebody might have to pay, which will benefit the banks for the people that pay interest for longer. It will benefit the banks. The banks are happy. But you get a short-term benefit if you play the game right. Trump's not explaining that. It's the same thing here. So it is a violation. There are people that like, man, it's tight out here. It's tight out here for a lot of people. And even if it's not like the end of the world, we still live in the richest country in America, in the world, 100%. We still do, right? We still getting money out this joint. We still got money to take care of Israel out this joint. We still got money to fucking fund transgender studies in fucking Pakistan, which was a real thing under the Barack Obama shit. Might as well be the Biden administration. We still got money for all of this shit. We still got plenty money for the wars. We trying to fuck with Venezuela. We might circle back. We might Jen Psaki. We might circle back and fuck with Iran. We might do that, even though everybody was scared to death about nuclear or whatever. We might still do that. We still might pull up on that bitch ass motherfucker Kim Jong-un from their perspective. Still might. Got plenty of bread for that. But the general public, you see that shit in egg prices. And I think that the egg shit is always a very superficial fucking thing. Oh, the American people want the price of eggs and gas and milk to go down. Like, bro, we want the equity in our fucking homes to stay strong because y'all not devaluing the dollar. And the only way I make sense of this is if I sell my fucking house, because the inflation rate is so fucking high that I could damn near double the price of what I bought for my house. Not because the house has more value or retained value. It's because the dollar's getting weaker. So I'd pay a little bit more for eggs and milk and gas if you guys would stop spending my dollar out of existence. But the general public doesn't understand how inflation, hyperinflation, and stagflation work. They don't read. They didn't sign up for Solutionary University. They're not in the Solutionary 9. They ain't taking the classes. So if we putting our ego down for a second, because I know everybody on the internet is super fucking rich. Everybody. That has no problems. If we stop that bullshit for 1 second, right? We can see like, yo, it's a little, I mean, the price of almond milk a little crazy, and I know that sounded a little bougie to y'all, right? The price of almond milk is out here. I'm a little elitist on certain things. The price of my organic grass-fed steak is a little wild right now. Okay? I'm saying that tongue in cheek to bring, levity to it, but in reality, the shit ain't going down. But what does Trump have to say about it?
The economy was listed as a top concern. I know you know this for voters in New Jersey, New York, Virginia. And you've been all over the affordability issue today and for the last several months. Eggs, gas, dinner costs for Thanksgiving way down. But other things, as you noted, have gone up. Beef, coffee, auto repairs. Is this a voter perception issue of the economy, or is there more that needs to be done by Republicans on Capitol Hill, or done in terms of policy?
More than anything else, it's a con job by the Democrats.
Stop the fucking cap. Right there, Donnie. Stop the fucking cap. This way he be losing me. Everything is the fucking Democrat. He dodges accountability like women. When you hold that fucking accountability up, that shit is kryptonite. That's how he is right here. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Stop it. She just gave, affordability is an issue. You campaigned on this. Is it the general public's perception or what's going on here? It's funny that you say that, Wild Self. They all say that. And I'm going to pull up a few links. They all talk about the same shit. The Democrats blame the Republicans. The Republicans blame the Democrats. A lot of people say, I wish we had a third party. I'm trying to tell y'all, I wish we had a second party. They're the same. Because they say the same cap. That's the good cop, bad cop shit. And then they flex and act like it's some fucking, boy, if you don't get the fuck out of here. Oh, if nothing else, it's the Democrats more than anything. To not tell you it's your bad monetary policy because they don't want to have a conversation about the Iron Bank. They don't want to have a conversation about the Iron Bank. That's the Federal Reserve. Shouts to my Game of Thrones motherfuckers. Shouts to everybody. All right? Shouts to everybody. Game of Thrones in it up. Shouts to beautiful ass, wicked ass Cersei Lannister. Doing business with the Iron Bank. Okay? That's what the Federal Reserve is, but they don't want that conversation to be that. They don't want that. Because then you start going, why the fuck we got a Federal Reserve Bank in the first place? Get the fuck out of here. Because if 200 million Americans say we don't want that and we want to get rid of it, we want decentralized money. That's why they trying to lean on Bitcoin so heavy. Meaning the government. Or stable coins for them and CBDCs. All right? They're not going to tell you about the Fed. So they say, if nothing else, it's the Democrats. That's what he said. I ain't make it up.
Giving way down. But other things, as you noted, have gone up. Beef, coffee, auto repairs. Is this a voter perception issue of the economy? Or is there more that needs to be done by Republicans on Capitol Hill or done in terms of policy?
More than anything else, it's a con job by the Democrats. They're saying, they just have to say, they put out something, say today, costs are up. They feed it to the anchors of ABC, CBS, and NBC, and a lot of other. And
everything is fake news. Everything is fake news.
CNN and etc. And it's like a standard. I'll never forget they had used a word like manufactured. Do you remember the word manufactured? It's a manufactured economy. Nobody uses that word. Every anchor broke through manufactured. They do exactly what they say. It's such a rigged system. So are you ready? Costs are way down. Gasoline is going to be hitting $2 pretty soon, or around.
Gasoline will not hit fucking $2, y'all. I'm sorry. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. I got an RV. That would be great. I want to ride down to fucking Boca Raton. I want to get something slim with a bubble. You know what I'm saying? With nice chubby cheeks and a beautiful glowing face. I want to take her down to Boca Raton. I want to drive down in the RV and park somewhere close to the beach. That's what I want to do. So if gas gets down to $2 a gallon, I remember when Biden was in, when Trump was in first, then Biden. I remember that the OPEC nations didn't fuck with Biden, so the price of petrol was up. Damn near double. When it used to cost me $1.50, $200 to fill the RV up, it's costing me $2.75 a tray. I remember that when that switch happened. If you don't know what OPEC nations are, oil producing nations. All right? OPEC, OPEC. All right? That's what that means. That's not what it stands for. That's what it means. The countries that produce fucking oil. All right? They don't respect your man in charge. They could just disrespect him because he's not a skillful negotiator. Okay? So I'm not saying I don't want it to go down to $2, but I'm glad if it does. All I'm saying to y'all is like, bro, listen, that's not necessarily just the standard of how the economy's doing. And it's still a deflection from you guys are printing up insane amounts of money. If gas is $2 and everybody's in debt, credit card debt, by every metric, debt is the highest it's been. I didn't get none of them I didn't spend none of them $38 trillion. But the United States government is in debt to the Federal Reserve to the tune of $38 trillion. You're going to have ebbs and flows. You're going to get different negotiation situations. That's how we got the petrodollar because of Nixon in a negotiation situation, right? But to pretend like things are now more affordable, it's just not true, bro. It's just not true. Look, Terry say, appreciate that, Terry, for the super chat. The $5 super chat. Terry say it's $4.69 in Washington. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen some spots around America with 2 and some change here, 3, low 3 here. Don't get me twisted. But it's not one of the best indicators of the overall health of an economy. I want to be clear about that. All right? So leaning it there and being like, yo, things are down. It's almost like I made that joke earlier, right? I'm talking about almond milk and my organic grass-fed beef from Whole Foods. Whole Foods is fucking expensive, right? If you get it from Whole Foods, it's going to be more fucking expensive, right? And you don't need most of this shit in Whole Foods. Go find the fucking local butcher. But anyway, I'm talking about almond milk and all of this other shit, but I'm outside and you can see it based on how people, even in the vices, if you start seeing people go, we're not going to get the absolute huge bin of wings for the Eagles game. The Eagles is whipping ass. When I look around and see how people spend money on the beer and it is, when I see bartenders struggling, that's more of an indication. When I see motherfuckers vices, motherfuckers get disciplined not because they really trying to be disciplined, because they're like, ooh, that's more of an indicator for me in the real world. Gas prices change state to state. Where are you? How long does it take the fucking oil tanker to get to you? Right? Does it have to be shipped? These are different factors that play around in price. But if food, and a lot of food is localized, and some food, like beef, comes from fucking ranchers outside of the fucking country. A lot of y'all got beef in your refrigerator that's from fucking China or potentially Argentina. Like he said, we're going to help the Argentinians out. Okay? My point in saying this is, let's not act like that shit all the way up, down, all across the board. It's just not being in touch with reality. So when I joke about organic grass-fed beef, that's kind of like some elitist shit. And I'm joking about it, but I can still see the difference in the price there. And then when I'm talking about almond milk, everybody don't fuck with almond milk. And you can if you want to. Some people like, bro, it's milk. I'm throwing it on the cereal. I don't give a fuck. I need the extra fat in the regular milk because I'm bulking. Whatever your thing is in the winter. But you see that shit ain't, and maybe I'm wrong. Y'all tell me in the chat. Let's get the likes up and tell me what y'all think in the chat. Is the prices of food down where you at? Because that's something that you need to live, to like stay alive. All right? Say to me, claiming these, like, let's play a little bit more first though.
$2. Gasoline is at $2.70 now, and it was at $4.50 under Biden, under Sleepy Joe. When gasoline comes down, when energy comes down, and everybody agrees energy's down, we're drilled.
Energy is not fucking down. Your electric bill is up partially because all of the fucking data and mining centers that this administration with the Palantir surveillance state and AI, they are building those things. Your electric bills are up. That's cat.
Baby.
Does Donald Trump know what a fucking electric bill looks like?
We're going like wild. We produce more gasoline, oil and gas in the last month than we ever have before by far. And we're going to also end up filling up the national strategic reserves, which were taken out by Biden in order to try and win an election. Didn't work out too well. They tapped in. That's supposed to be for war, for national emergency, not to get.
So you're saying that voters are
misperceiving?
She's slick because he'll try to weave you out of the point of the conversation, like women do sometimes. You argue with your girl instead of her sticking right to the point. Unless you're wrong. If you're wrong, she gonna stay right in them fucking pockets. She gonna stay right there. But if she wrong, she gonna weave. Trump weave a story. So Laura bring him right back. So is you saying that the fucking American people, yada, 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 yada?
National emergency, not to get.
So you're saying that voters are misperceiving how they feel, or?
So when I took over, you remember?
Because you said Biden did that too, because he was saying things were great, but things weren't great.
It's synonymous, Biden and Kamala, because you didn't know who the hell was campaigning. I mean, it got to a point. So I was up by 20 points on Biden or some crazy number. And they said, oh,
bro, just answer the fucking question, Donnie boy. Just answer the fucking question. Oh, what Kamala and Abada, Sleepy Joe. You can't one-line your way out the shit, bro. She asked you a direct question about the economy and the American people's perception. Are you saying that the American people pump faking about the price of fucking eggs and gas?
let's get him out. We'll put a new one. This never happened to anybody. All of a sudden, I have somebody new, and they had the 6-week honeymoon, which was standard in the world of politics. You get a little honeymoon, and she had her little honeymoon, but then eventually people got to know her too, and then they had the 60 Minutes catastrophe where they, changed.
Yo, what the fuck does this have to do with the conversation? That this has nothing to do, and I'm really good at spotting when people don't fucking say what the answer is to the question. I am skilled at that shit. And going, that's not what I asked you. I'm really good at that. This motherfucker is Lil' Kim dodging the questions. This motherfucker's Neo in the first mate. Oh, I'm not fucking answering the question that you just fucking asked me. Kamala. Oh, you asked me a motherfucking question about the economy. China. You can't one-line your way out this shit, bro.
Your answer.
Housing costs are...
Yo, this shit is cat. But they all do this.
The economy was listed as the top.
They all do this. Let me show y'all something. Peep this real quick. Watch this, y'all. Watch this.
Living through Thanksgiving.
Okay? He's going to talk about Thanksgiving.
Talk about the cost of Thanksgiving and the cost of living through Thanksgiving and enjoying Thanksgiving. For Joe Biden, it was 25% more than it is for me at a later time. Our energy costs are way down. Our groceries are way down. Everything is way down. And the press doesn't report it. The press reports whatever the con people say. I call the Democrats con men and women. They make up numbers. But when you look at 25% reduction in costs for Thanksgiving between Biden and me, meaning this administration, that's a tremendous number. It's the biggest reduction in cost in the history of that chart or whatever it is they do. They do a synopsis of everything. They cover every element of Thanksgiving meals. 25%.
Yo. Motherfuckers is in serious debt. Motherfuckers is losing their houses. Motherfuckers are seriously entertaining a 50-year mortgage. I don't give a fuck about a turkey price. I don't. The general public, like, y'all be trotting this turkey conversation out every fucking year. This is why I keep telling y'all, go libertarian or independent. You need a second and then third political party. They both do the same thing. Let me play this some more, and I'm going to show y'all something.
Down. So I don't want to hear about the affordability because right now we're much less. If you look at energy, we're getting...
I don't want to hear about the affordability. I don't want to hear about this Epstein guy. Are we still talking about this guy? Fucking the economy? Are we still talking about affordability, America? I mean, Scott, you guys have been talking about fucking this economy shit, this Epstein shit. This guy's a loser. Let's talk about turkeys.
Close to $2 a gallon gasoline. With Biden, it was $4.50, $5. Another thing, inflation. We had the worst inflation in the history of our country. Now we have virtually no inflation at all. It's down at a very low number and a very normal number. So the affordability is much better with the Republicans. The only problem is the Republicans don't talk about it. And Republicans...
That's not the only problem. And Republicans, similar to Democrats, should say whatever they think is the thing that makes them look good and make the other so-called team looks bad.
Should start talking about it and use their heads because we have great numbers. We have greatest, and they're going to only get better.
This shit right here, right? Let's go back Game of Thrones. Remember that feast where Joffrey died? I think it was the wedding or some shit, right? And he was just being like just saying shit, and everybody had to kind of like be quiet and just sit there until Joffrey started picking on fucking the midget, right? That's what this shit look like. Everybody just sitting around just like, yeah, lapping it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm not advocating that you should break rank and disagree in public, like the position that they in. I'm just saying, like, come on, guys. What the fuck?
All these jobs open up, all these factories open up that are being built all over our country. I mean, we are building auto plants. We're building AI plants. We're leading in AI over China and everybody else.
China.
When all of these plants start opening, we're going to have a revolution, a positive revolution, economic revolution like never before. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Now, this is what I will say before we move on, guys. I understand the importance of keeping a positive message out there. Let me be very clear. And that's what I think Trump does a lot. Sometimes you just try to will yourself to the fucking finish line. You just fucking like your delusions, like genius and real, like powerful beings can like make their delusions a reality. Okay? When everybody told me you're not going to be able to teach all of these people firearms basics, they're not going to receive you. It was delusional to do what the fuck we did with BGM. So I have a soft spot in my heart for people that take that delusional shit and say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I have a soft spot for that. However, so I understand the messaging. The problem is there's a way to say that without looking like you just did a 180. Without not giving nurses to explain this situation to the general public. If you're the doctor and you're doing things and you got to keep your mind dialed in, I understand it. That's why I'm a fan of when you focused on something, only have yes, if you've already done all of the due diligence and you said, this is what I'm doing. If somebody shows up with a problem, make sure that they have a solution coming right along with it so you can stay on your vision. You don't want the fear and the other shit in your mind. So I can appreciate that. But when you in this position, you got to say, we need to make sure that we're tightening up here. We got to do this. We got to do this. I see some progress, but there's a lot more way to go. But this whole like everything is great, it's the best, it's whatever, fuck out of here. Let's look at this. I want to share this with y'all. They always talk about this. These are remarks by President Biden on the economy and lowering prices for the American people. This was November the 23rd, 2021. Millions of Americans, some of these blah, 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 hitting the road, reuniting with their loved ones all across America to celebrate Thanksgiving. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We've made historic progress over the last 10 months. Unemployment is down to 4.6%, 2 years faster than everyone expected. When I started this job, it was over 14%. That's them blaming the Republicans. That's the Democrats blaming the Republicans. There's a lot we can be proud of and we can build on. Disruptions related to the pandemic. Will there be enough food? Can we afford to buy for the holidays? Will we be able to Christmas presents on time? They got y'all chasing superficial shit that you shouldn't even be chasing in the first place. Buying a bunch of gifts. Let's stop. Last week, 2 weeks ago, they had you buying a bunch of candy that you shouldn't have been eating and sweet shit that you shouldn't have been giving to your fucking youth. After you talk about make America healthy again. That shit don't go together. So they already started you buying a whole bunch of fucking sugar. Why? Because corn subsidies, corn syrup, starch, that's a governmental thing that helps the farmers, money, So you bought into that. Some shit you spent a bunch of money on that you shouldn't have. Now you're about to do the same thing for Turkey Day. Everybody's worried about Turkey Day. That turkey. Because that's a business play. They want the grocery stores, the fucking restaurants, the fucking, all of those farmers, turkeys, Purdue, Tyson. That is a money play. They want y'all to keep fucking buying things. They all say the same thing. You should not be buying and eating massive amounts of heart-clogging, diabetic, pre-diabetic fucking food, you fat pieces of shit. That's gluttony. Christian. But every year, they know that you greedy as shit. They know you going to get them companies in the black, out of the red into the black, come around this time of the year. So every year they talk about turkey prices is down. The economy's good. Everything straight. The Biden administration said the same thing as the economy was fucking horrendous. They all say the same thing. It starts with my port plan action, 3-month effort to invest in our ports and relieve bottlenecks. 40% of the goods, for example, that come into this country in the West Coast come through 2 ports. Yada, 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 yada. Here's the important part, guys. What month is this? November of 2021. Let's get into this. Let's get into getting these companies in the black. In 2 to 4 weeks, these big corporations get all the way in the black off of your consumption. America is a consumer-based economy. So who are they talking to? We also met with the CEOs of Walmart, Target, Home Depot, TJ Maxx, and others. Those retailers, large retailers, and others have agreed to move products more quickly, stock their shelves more quickly. Now get out there and spend, slave. The lack of economic discipline. You don't want why is your government doing this? Because you not being fucking restrictive with your dollar. You're greedy. We as a nation are greedy. You're greedy. You're doing the exact opposite of what your faith said. Jesus, it's a sin. Gluttony's fucked up. Don't do this one. It's not showing appreciation. It's not showing gratitude. But they know that's what you're going to do. So they say the same thing every year. No, everything's cool. Everything is cool. It's all right. Everything's cool. Don't worry about it. We good. No. We can spend money. Let's look again. Because y'all going to think I'm tripping. Y'all think, Maj, you bugging. What does this say? Your Thanksgiving turkey will be cheaper this year. This is 2024. Last year. The other one was the year before that. I think it was a few years before that. That was 21. This is 2024. Your Thanksgiving turkey will be cheaper this year. Y'all not tired of the same fucking Groundhog Day ass conversation? It's not going to change until you change economically, until you get disciplined, focused. Y'all peep this. Don't nobody talk about a turkey until end of October, early November. Why? Unless you live. I like a turkey. Protein. Turkey breast. But it's triples in price around this time of year. Because they want you to buy it. Because you don't exercise no economic discipline. Because your whole family is fucked up economically. We all are. As Americans, we are not even living to the standard of the television shows of people that we made fun of as poor. Would you like an example? Al Bundy from Married with Children. Give me a comment if you know who the fuck Al Bundy is. For some of you younger whippersnappers, you may know the character or the actor Ed O'Neill. You'll know him from the dad from fucking Modern Family. Even that was 1,000 years ago. I told y'all I'm 70 years old. However, Al Bundy's character had a house in a middle-class neighborhood with a vehicle, with a stay-at-home wife, 2 children, and a dog. What did Al Bundy do? He was a shoe salesman, and we said he was poor. Al Bundy is living the life that most of your young people could only dream of as a shoe salesman. He didn't own the fucking shoe store. He worked in the shoe store, in a mall. 6 touchdowns in one game. Poke high. Al Bundy. Sidebar. Al should have been absolutely putting Pam through the mattress. Peg, excuse me. I said Pam. He should have been putting Peggy Bundy through the mattress. Every night. He should have been. But he didn't. You know what Peggy Bundy, his wife, did? She sat in the house, ate bonbons, and watched motherfucking television all day. Didn't cook, kind of cleaned here and there. Was it 4 touchdowns or 6 touchdowns in one game? Not sure. Okay? My point is, he did that on a one household salary. And it wasn't unbelievable. It wasn't unbelievable. Why? Because inflation and hyperinflation and the weakening of the dollar wasn't what it is right now. But I know, y'all, Maj, you tripping. Maj, you always think it's, yeah, Maj. Maj, you be tripping. Maj, it ain't like that. You putting things together that don't go together. Am I? Remarks by President Biden of the Inflation Reduction Act. This is 2022. They say the same shit. I spoke with Schumer and Manchin. A historic agreement to fight inflation and lower costs for American families. Inflation is going down. It's low. Yada, yada, yada. We're going to restore fairness to the tax code. Restore fairness by making the largest corporations in America pay their fair share. This same motherfucker in the video, the post that I just was showing y'all, said he sat down with them same big corporations to work with them, not to tax them. They all speak with a forked tongue, y'all. They all speak with a forked tongue. That's what they doing. Y'all think he's saying some shit that's, man, listen. I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I'm going to keep it all the way real with y'all. Most of the people that are believing this shit are too forgetful to remember or know and want to forget what the other side said or their own team's contradictions, or they too young to ever see this cycle. I'm not none of them. I'm smart enough to pay attention. I've had a history of selling shit that I could relate. I was intelligent enough to put it all together in a package that y'all can benefit from. So I can show y'all how you can get empowered from it. I'm going to keep it a buck. I feel so bad for my friends and family that's really caught up in this shit. That's really caught up in this shit, y'all. Like, really, like, motherfuckers is like, don't know what they gonna do. It's Americans that feel like that. I don't suffer from that. But we the same, so I'm in it with y'all. I don't got $10 million in cash fucking laying around. And when I see people, good, hardworking people, struggling, man, younger generations, what the fuck? They so alienated and so fucked up and so not been informed properly that we're watching, if you're over a certain age, you're watching another go round of young people thinking that socialism and communism is an actual viable option. It's so fucked up out here, the lack of information, the lack of communication, the lack of a education or a system that can explain people how to empower each other. That's why I made one. That's what Solutionary 9 is. It's going to change your fucking life. It did. I can speak for what it did for me and the people that have been on it on whatever level that they focus their energy on. If it was training, if it was discipline, if it was losing weight, if it was getting in shape, if it was changing their diet, if it was budgeting, if it was counting macros, all of that shit goes together, which is supposed to what our grandfathers and grandmothers did with the budget. It's all a form of holistic discipline. Tying that in with civics, liberty, this American ideal. The American dream was to buy a home. But now if you're not buying a home with the right conditions and you get the home, that shit is going to be the American fucking nightmare for you. Okay? These younger generations are so alienated that they're going that way some of us that's aware trying to pull a coat. You dumb motherfuckers voted for Mom Donnie? What? Now you risking with this type of thing and not explaining it properly and fully. And I tell you why. It's the same reason I'm always on the pundits on the right and the left. They doing it for their own interests or what their agenda is, but not bringing the people along because they don't think that you're intelligent enough to understand and accept nuance. They don't think that. They just go tell them red or tell them blue. We both working together. I just showed you all of the fucking turkey talk these motherfuckers be having. Every year, every administration for decades. Okay? So that midterm is now at risk because there's certain people that are like, that's maybe 35, 30 to 40. It's like, nah, this is more of the same. They not dumb. So now they feel betrayed because you didn't communicate that effectively. That's like if I told people, yo, if I got rid of the Federal Fractional Reserve Banking, and the IRS, you'd have more money, but for a while the banking systems would be out of whack and things will get a little rough for a little bit. It'll be a bump. It's going to be some turbulence. I would say that. When I take somebody to the gym or give them a meal plan, or people that are in Solutionary 9, when I give them a meal plan and macros, I tell them this and this shit is going to hurt. When I put somebody on a certain level of protein and I tell them you got to get off of this and this, and I'm going to be like, at nighttime, them fucking cravings going to kick the fuck up because you're addicted to food. You're addicted to the drugs and the chemicals in the food. It's me explaining to them that this shit might not be easy, but if you could rumble through it, it's going to be light years better. When we help people lose hundreds of pounds, when I just be chopping it up with people in the DM, yo, did you try this? I do that because each person that y'all, as solutionaries, as we touch and we create force multipliers and y'all make money off of the merch when you join Solutionary 9 and you get a commission link and you sell the merch and you make money, I don't give a fuck if your commission is only $300, $400, $500 that month. They help. That shit helps. But I'm going to tell you, it's certain things that's going to be a struggle at the same time. If you don't do that, you're going like your base going to feel betrayed. And that's why you look, motherfuckers gonna lose. They gonna fucking shit the bed in the midterms. You're looking at the literally erosion of economic independence and loss of domestic manufacturing even more. You're talking about a moral and cultural impact that sends a message that American workers are never fucking valued. That's not American. That's not what we tell Americans. It's not Rocky. It's not fucking 4th of July. It's not Frederick Douglass. The fuck? That's not George Mason. That's not Thomas Paine. We got to get back to that spirit and be real with the people. The system as it is, and the people not communicating effectively because they don't view you as worthy, even though you're their boss, because they're public servants. That system that for whatever reason, they just don't think they need to tell you, or they think they'll show you later. That system doesn't care about you anymore. That's literally why we built the Solutionary 9. Literally. We have to train Americans for real things. When I find something out, I promise y'all, I bullshit y'all not. I am taking free classes at Home Depot online for all sorts of fucking trades. 1,000%. Go to Home Depot, Google it, free training on trades at Home Depot. They got all kinds of shit online. So we in the Solutionary 9 chopping it up with each other, networking and sharing the information. It's so much stuff that I would love to tell y'all. I want y'all to be in this private community. You got to have some skin in the game. And I love that y'all tap into the show, 1,000%. But let's step it up. Get in, get all of the information, share it with your fucking family, man. Train your mind, strengthen your body, defend your life. That's the American dream. Be disciplined and make smart decisions with the finances that you cut out all of that bullshit because you see that the government was putting a bunch of bullshit in your food anyway. So you like, nah. So you save that money, you invested in something. You say, hey, we're going to have a family gathering, but we're not going to be gluttonous because we don't want to do that particular sin. That's the American, that's your culture. Train your mind, strengthen your body, defend your life. Not to mention the civics classes, the civics training, so you understand how this power structure is supposed to work and how to take yours back. Stop waiting on broken systems, y'all, and these fake leaders. And I like Trump. Don't get me fucked up. I think he's charismatic. I say this all of the time. Art of the Deal since I was 14 was one of my favorite books. All of the hip hop artists used to look up. Guess who's the Trump Tower, right? But whether he's sold out to that system or recognizes how bad it is and doesn't want to tell you, or whatever the reason is, you gotta stop. We gotta take control of our life and our freedom now, today. That's why I keep badgering y'all. Get in this community. Here's the thing that you can do to get in this community. Guys, we need, first of all, I want everybody shoot me a DM. I'm going to send y'all the link to this Home Depot shit. Obviously, you guys could Google it. If you forget, just shoot me a DM. Home Depot got these classes for free online. It's online training. You ain't gonna like get a certificate where you could get a job, but some of that shit, the information, you can transfer it to an accredited situation and they'll put their credits towards it. You might have to pay there. I just want y'all to have the information. But anyway, that's the type of networking we do amongst each other in a Solutionary 9. Okay? This is what I want everybody to do. It's 275 of y'all watching tonight. I'm going to ask every single person to donate. I want at least 50 of y'all to donate $20. Why? Because we want to train some women. Home Depot giving some fucking online classes for free. So let's help get some women some training with firearms for free. Okay? And you guys that are donating, for the people that are donating, $20 or more at givesendgo.com/solutionary. I'm going to have your email. It's going to be me. I'm going to shoot you an email. Matter of fact, let me see if somebody donated so I can show you. All right, boom. This is somebody that gave, right? Give Send Go. I don't know if y'all can see that. I don't want to put their email on there, right? Tweet Money donated $100. I'm going to email this person to say, yo, you got access to all of the classes because they donated at $100. That's you guys giving for others to learn in our building fund and all of that stuff that we do. And then on top of that, you're getting access to the Solutionary 9 for the rest of your life. Video modules, transformative information that you do not have to rely on broken systems for. Or fake or just incapable leaders, whatever it is. Whatever it is. We, the American people, have to course correct this situation ourselves. So I want everybody to go over to givesendgo.com/solutionary. Donate at the $20 level. If you can be a $100 donor, 100%. Oh, Ruff says they'll help you find a job as well, meaning Home Depot. Guys, sign up for that shit. I'm telling you, I don't want a job working for that shit. I just want to know what I'm doing so I can work on my own shit, okay? But my point, guys, is support the work. Help others. Get a class at minimum. Everybody that donates. I want everybody in here watching to just go donate. Somebody put it on the screen or in the chat. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. Just give $20. I would love for all 200 or 300 of y'all that's watching to donate at the $100 level. That would be great. We would get almost done with the fundraising because fundraising is difficult. All right? Yes, I am, Rob. I am. So I want everybody to donate. $20, whatever. If you can give 100, give 100. Awesome. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. Support the work. Thank y'all all for tapping in. I hope to talk to all of y'all in the DMs and the emails and the inbox and all of that. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. I will see you all tomorrow at the same time, at the same channel, YouTube.com. I'm going to put it on the screen now. Boom. That's the link right there. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that link right there to take you right to it. It'll take you right there. So if you're watching on YouTube, just click that link. It's in the chat. It's on the screen. All right? GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. Everybody pitching $20. Let's get 100 women, 100 women, free online classes. Ladies, if you are one of the women, you don't have to comment. If you don't want to, you can if you want to. Shoot me a DM. If you're watching this on X, hey, Maj, I would like to be one of the people that get free access to one of the classes. Just shoot me the firearms classes. Just shoot me a DM. Shoot me an email, majtoure@solutionaryuniversity.org. Hit the like button on the way out. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. I appreciate you all. Everybody, go donate $20. If you donate $20, we're going to get 100 women that can get free firearms classes. And again, guys, to bring it all full circle, if we all pitch in together, we can get a lot done, okay? As well as I started to, in the middle of the show talking about the reason why I'm going to do it this way is because, meaning as far as everybody sponsor a young lady, because that content that I saw of that dude sexually assaulting that lady, literally attempting to rape her, broad daylight, on a train station, like on the platform, not like a seedy nighttime, 3 o'clock in the morning, like people were there. And so I'm not going to make a reaction video to that. I think it's more impactful to inform the women so they can defend themselves and put holes in people that would attempt to do that to them. So GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. Thank you all. I'll see you all tomorrow, same time, same channel. Be safe, be solution.